Gotta love live podcasting from the People's Convention 2024 in Detroit, Michigan. Love being back in Michigan. I'm sitting here with Erin Saxton. Thank you very much, a television producer, a media person for a whole career. Thanks for joining us on the Better for America podcast.
It's absolutely fantastic to be here.
Now, we just kicked off. We're live right now. This event just started, and we're walking up and down. But I can't believe all the energy that's here already.
The people watching is amazing.
It just, you can't help but get swept up in it.
I feel like, that scene in Pitch Perfect where there's like the two commentaries, like that could be us, and we just talk about people as they walk by. Like there's just the outfits, what they're saying, what their shirts say.
Absolutely.
I'm a big people watcher.
You know what? And this is a great place to do it. But I want to thank you for taking the time to join us. Now, you have made a career in media for years. I'm not going to ask how many.
I'm 90. I'm aging well.
Oh man, you look great.
I use a lot of moisturizer.
And then you should be an AMAG member, okay? Then
Definitely.
We're gonna need you.
Yes.
But when we were talking before, off air. You produced The View.
I did. I was one of the original producers who launched The View.
You launched The View.
I know. That's dangerous to say here.
Now tell me, who were the original hosts of The View?
All right,
when you launched?
Bill Getty and Barbara Walters founded it, right? And they, it's supposed to be 4 or 5 women, different ages, different genres,
different perspectives,
different views.
Yeah, okay.
Hence, and this is like decades ago when we launched it. The original cast was Meredith Vieira, Star Jones, Debbie Matenopoulos, Joy Behar, and Barbara Walters.
Okay, I didn't know Joy was an original.
Original, but she was a swing. She was a swinger. No,
okay.
She would pop in and out every few days. She was like a part-time person, and then she was supposed to fill in because Barbara wasn't always able to be there per her ABC News contract.
Now, what was the premise of the show as launched?
Literally, it was launched under ABC News. So, actually, that's not true. ABC Entertainment. So Barbara wasn't allowed as an ABC News employee to give her political view.
Right, she couldn't compromise her
as a journalist, she needed to really go middle, and she kind of needed to represent that. Everybody else could just kind of go like, bleh, and just say whatever they wanted to say. And as the years progressed, it just progressed, and it just kept getting what you know it now to be. But basically, it was always supposed to be a daytime talk show, which really was supposed to be kind of like what would happen at a girls' night or a kitchen table, whether it's a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. And it was really supposed to just be like difference of opinions and agree to disagree, or lovely, or oh really, I never thought of it that way, and just kind of, but they wanted people to disagree.
Right.
So in the morning, they had like the hot topics, and they would pick a topic that purposely everybody had different opinions. If you all agreed at the same thing, it never would have made air, right? So if there was, God forbid, something awful, everybody would be like, oh no, we all think that person is bleh, so we would never have them on. And therefore, we would never have them on.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure. And I still have really great friends that work on that show, and so I'm not really even saying anything critical or constructively critical. I'm just saying that's how the show has progressed.
Right.
From when it first started.
It evolved. And when did it launch?
Oh my gosh. 99.
Okay, all right. And
98, maybe?
It wasn't political from the get-go. You chose a current topic. No, I mean, it wasn't. It was. You chose topics that were current and that people would have an opinion on.
Yeah, I mean, we would talk about like hot topics in the news, and different people would be able to pounce. But Meredith Vieira was a journalist, still is. I mean, she's on Game Show Network now, but she came from 60 Minutes, so she's used to being kind of impartial and just telling a story. Barbara, impartial, telling a story. Star Jones came from a lawyer background, and she was one of the court TV on camera for, oh my gosh, he just died.
Judge Wapner?
No, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Oh, Johnny Cochran?
No, I mean the guy.
Oh, O.J. Simpson.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
Am I going blank?
I don't know. It happens.
Wait, I'm like, maybe we are on the Game Show Network, and we're like getting markers and doing like win, lose, or draw, and we're doing this. Like, I don't know. I think we wouldn't win the $20,000 pyramid because that just took a long time. But I didn't give you good clues, though. I'm just like, the guy.
I got his lawyer. All right.
Exactly. So that's Star Jones.
All right.
So she even has a justice modality to her. Joy came in because she was supposed to deliver the punchlines.
Right.
And Debbie Matenopoulos
she was a stand-up comedian. Right?
Totally, right?
Yeah.
And Debbie Matenopoulos was the young one. So she was just supposed to come in young. Like, right. Just coming in hot.
When did it begin to slide toward what we have now?
It's such a good question. I mean, I was there the first 4 to 5 seasons, and then in the past 10 years, I feel like it switched to kind of like a different setup. You know, Rosie coming on board shifted things, and I used to work for Rosie at her own show. Which is very interesting, right? But so Rosie coming on and her fighting with President Trump, but then who was the apprentice? I produced Donald Trump before he was our president on The View, and he and I worked together a few times while I was there. So he's great to work with. So everybody kind of just started to emerge and blossom a little.
Okay. When you left The View, is that when you became an anchor? I mean, what did The View lead to?
So The View led to me bridging a gap. Like, I woke up at 2 a.m, and I'm really an entrepreneur by heart. And I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, I have an idea for a company that would bridge the gap between TV and anybody who wants to be in the media. And so I launched a company called the Idea Network. I ran that for 12 years and sold that to a former CMO of a Fortune 500 company. And then we just did that merger, and we just kind of went from there. I did the merger, made sure my staff was safe, and I negotiated them all in. And then after a year, I left and I started my second company. So for the past 2 decades, I've been really trying to be like a monarch maker, you know, I love making people famous, but for the right reasons. I definitely don't want to help anybody be infamous because there's a difference.
Sure.
And so I've run PR and marketing campaigns for a really long time. I've created lots of best-selling book authors. I just have worked with so many leading speakers, and I do a lot of public speaking and on stages and in conferences.
Okay,
Not too long ago, I was approached by Q Broadcast, and they were wooing me, so to speak, with my media background and with my marketing and content development background to kind of come in and be the head CEO and CCO, Chief Content Officer. I have to say what the letters are because there's so many things in the C-suite now, right? Like, so it's like, which letters do that stand for? So as Chief Content Officer, I am charged with looking for content, whether they've been canceled out and they're sitting on a shelf and nobody's putting it on air, or I'm looking for influencers that just want to have a bigger audience. I'm still a TV producer at heart. So I'm still a journalist at heart. So I never had this epiphany of I'm now coming over to a conservative side. I'm still a journalist.
Right.
So in a perfect world, you'll never know what my political upbringing is, right?
As a journalist, we shouldn't.
You shouldn't. I will say I was raised Republican. Other than that, I'm kind of an open book. I really am middle of the road in my politics. I was raised Catholic, so now I'm losing half of everybody here, right? You know, so
not me.
Excellent, excellent. So you're Jewish. I get it. Okay, stop. He wants to laugh. He wants to laugh. So, but basically, you know what I mean? So like raised Catholic, raised Republican, there's like, so I welcome my new role at Q Broadcast because it's a network company that gets every single channel in America. Like, I mean, every channel, like every morning show, every local 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock news broadcast in Erie, in Des Moines, in San Francisco, in New York City. So we have contracts with almost everybody, not like Netflix, because we don't need them. I mean, they're wonderful, I'm sure, but we don't need Netflix because we have thousands of movies on demand, videos on demand, and anything that's on those guys, you can find with us, and we're like really reasonable, $59.99 a month. But
how do we find it?
oh my gosh, I'm glad you asked. We're on all the app stores.
Oh, great.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so
you were like legit.
Well, no, I mean, that's fantastic because, everyone has smart TVs these days.
Yeah, I mean, you can go buy a Fire Stick.
Yes.
And you can sign up at Q Broadcast. Our booth is right over there.
Okay.
You could go to qbroadcast.com. You could friend me on Facebook or Instagram or anything you want, and I'll help everybody get to the way. We have an army of people. We're a new company, but we're not babies.
Right.
We're not babies.
No, you're a new company that is staffed with veterans in the industry.
We've got like 50 employees. We've got so many subscribers. We're like moving and grooving already.
Right.
And it's fun. But we're looking for people that don't feel like they have a voice.
Okay.
In addition to like When Harry Met Sally movies.
Erin,
so it's fun.
Tell us again where we can find it.
qbroadcast.com. And my name is Erin Saxton. I'm on Saxton Erin on Instagram. I'm on Erin Saxton on Facebook. And you can just hunt me down, and I will help you get better broadcasting.
Sounds great. Thanks so much for taking
Thanks
the time
for
to
having
meet with us.
me.
You're very
I'm sorry
welcome.
I'm so shy.
My pleasure. We'll be right back with more from the People's Convention on the Better for America podcast.